Welcome everyone to the Casual Esports Amateur League Freljord Division playoff preview for round one. Just heading into our standings real quick. Chicken Riders number one seed with a 9-3 record after the regular season. Shitstorm, Team 25, and Dream Daddies all ended up at 7-5, with tiebreakers having Dream Daddies as the number two, Shitstorm is number three, Team 25 is number four. This team with a 5-7 record is the the fifth seed. Prophecy with a 4-8 record won the in the final match there of the season to over the Blood Oath Kings to take the sixth spot. And speaking of Prophecy, I got Monkey here from them. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. Very excited for playoffs to start next week, or this week rather.
Yeah, so your match is coming up on Tuesday, I believe.
Yes.
So what's it like to play on Prophecy this season?
It's been a lot of fun. Me and my friends kind of uh created this team to just kind of see where competitive League of Legends can, take us not in a sense of getting far, but how we can just play together, enjoy League as a game more than just regular solo queue.
So going into the playoffs, who's been playing really well on your team?
Um Well, we've had like kind of on and off days for most of our players, and myself included. But Rocket Tacos, our top laner, has been very solid in making sure any matchup he plays with any champion, really, he goes either even or has pressure in top lane, so we can create plays around the top side of the map and take over the jungle and play through our jungler as well.
That is sounds well. In this first matchup that you had against Shitstorm, this is all the way back in week number 4. You guys went 1-1. What happened in that match?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was kind of like our problem, like how our whole season has been. We've had great kind of solo lane pressure in top and mid with myself and Rocket Tacos, but when it came to those mid game brawls where we had to get our bot lane involved and our jungler involved, we've had trouble kind of communicating as a team to make sure what we wanted to do and what we actually do to make sure that the enemy doesn't pull that far ahead of us in if we had a scaling comp, for example. We want to make sure we're on even ground going into the late game so we're able to capitalize on our champions' strengths and win out the games.
Okay. So what are you guys going to do different this time around so you can take home the victory in the best of 3?
So if I'm not mistaken, Shitstorm has a very strong jungler player, and we mistakenly gave him his one of his strongest picks, Kha'Zix, last game. And with this Kha'Zix pick, he was able to kind of run around top lane and bot lane as they're like the longest lanes and completely take over the game and invading our jungler. And it was pretty much over by then. So we're going to be focusing more on keeping vision on the jungler and tracking him to make sure that we don't die needless deaths to him, so he's able to carry these games and kind of group up as a team better to avoid again these Kha'Zix picks.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan. Target, focus a person, bring it in. A little bit of a curveball here for you for the last question. Who is going to win the other quarterfinals match between Team 25 and this team?
So we had played versus Team 25 in this team, obviously, and we had lost 2-0 to Team 25. Or no, to this team, sorry. And they actually pentakilled us with Chaotix, the star AEC in my opinion of this division. And I'm leaning more towards this team as they're able to use Chaotix to their to his full potential and allow him to carry with great support picks, great mid lane picks to help out this ADC, and great jungler picks as well. So I'm leaning more towards this team over Team 25, but I believe Team 25 will be able to play through mid lane and top lane to be able to kind of win the game. It'll just have to see what the solo laners can do versus the duo bot.
That is sounds like a nice breakdown of the other match. Anything else you want to shout out before we call it a night?
Yes, I'm expecting a very interesting playoff runs for us as we're, in my opinion, the underdogs as we're last place, but we were one of the two teams to take a game off of the Chicken Riders who are currently in first place. So everyone's got to watch out for us coming and snipping you guys in the butt as we take the playoffs off you.
Well, that is something to behold if we can see Prophecy make it through the quarters, and they would be facing the Chicken Riders in round two if they win this matchup. Good luck to Monkey and the rest of the Team Prophecy.
Thank you very much.
So we're going a little bit out of order, but we are going on to the quarterfinals match that's happening on Saturday between Team 25 and this team. I got my man that's going to be playing in the top lane under the name Brocus Blade, but he's mostly known by Goiner. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. How you doing?
Doing good. So, what's it like been playing on Team 25 this season?
I think it's been a little fun, unique. We don't get to play very much together, or get a lot of practice. We kind of just show up for games, and thankfully we've been able to play really well together. And they're just a fun group of guys to play with.
That sounds good. I'm glad you have found a good group of guys to play with and a team who has been performing well going into the playoffs.
I think our bot lane in particular has been doing really well. Chaotix and Tarkata. Um, Chaotix has been doing really well in particular. The past few weeks, we had our strongest matchup in week 7, and he really popped off then. But I think ours are, as a whole, the bot lane is just very strong for us.
So in the first match against this team, which wins 1-1 in week 2, tell me what happened from your guys' perspective.
I think just especially the first game, we tried to win bot and then try and win the game through that. And I think the second game, that kind of just was more their strategy, and they just pulled it off a little better. They snowballed really hard with bot lane and just kind of won the game.
Yeah, so it sounds like bot lane's going to be the main focus. Is that how you're going to win this best of 3?
I think so, unless they kind of change their strategy from when we've played them. We are a very bot-centric team, and I think it just works for us, so that's what we're probably going to stick with.
Okay, final question here for you. Who's going to win the other quarterfinals matchup between Shitstorm and Prophecy?
I think it's going to be close. We played Prophecy like week 1, I think, and we beat them 2-0, but I think they've improved a lot since week 1, so I think it can very, very well be a back and forth game. But I think in the end, I think Shitstorm will probably win.
Okay, anything else you want to shout out, Goiner?
I want to give a shout out to Oikawa and Merstomatic. They were our subs for a decent amount of the season, and just want to thank them for helping us out throughout.
That's very respectable. It's glad that we have people in the community who can step up and help out teams when schedule conflicts arise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for the short, quick interview, and good luck in playoffs.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks.
And we are now back to the first playoff preview between Shitstorm and Prophecy. This time from Shitstorm's point of view, we have their captain Zenial here. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
So what's it been like this season to play on Shitstorm?
It's been pretty fun. The games have been competitive. The games have been fun too. Felt like we always had a chance at every match we played in.
Good. Now, who's been performing well, or at least the best, going in the playoffs on your team?
I'm sorry, I can say that again.
Who's been performing the best going into playoffs?
On my team?
Yeah.
Um, honestly, I'd say me or my jungler.
Cool. Well, I'm glad that, I mean, as the captain, you're stepping up, taking charge. That's what we like to hear. You're going up against Prophecy for this matchup. Now, you were able to go actually 1-1 with them in week 4. What happened in that match?
If I remember correctly, game 1, their mid laner picked Lucian, and I don't think we were prepared for that. I forgot exactly what our mid picked, but the Lucian just trashed our mid and just carried the game from then on.
So that was the loss. What happened in the win?
In the win, we tried something different. We saw that their mid was a Talia player. So first round, since they had first pick, we banned it. But game two, we picked I believe it was Talia Pantheon or Talia Maokai bot, and we just won through bot lane.
The old Talia Pantheon bot line. Nice,
Yeah.
cheesy pick. So, knowing that the draft sounds like pretty important going in this, what is Shitstorm going to do to win the best of 3 in the first round here?
I'm hoping that we can just adapt really quickly. So I feel like when in our first match against them, we adapted game two really nicely. So I'm hoping we can just do that again, and just in case we drop game one.
Good. So, final curveball here for you. Who's actually going to win the other quarterfinal match between Team 25 and this team?
Oh wow, that's a close match. Dang, I don't know. I probably have to give the edge to Team 25. I
Okay.
think that we had a harder time against them than we did this team. So
Okay. Yeah, that's a reasonable answer. Anything else you want to shout out, call outs, or anything?
um, no, just hope everybody has a great playoffs.
That's good to hear. So, thank you for swinging by tonight, and good luck in playoffs.
All right, thanks a lot.
And we have the final team coming up here for the final matchup. We have this team with their or I guess Martin Carlo Method's the captain, but the Nutcase is the one talking to me tonight. How's it going, Nutcase?
Oh, doing pretty good. Just getting back and ready to play some games.
That's what we like to hear. What's it like to be on this team this season?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. We're all just hanging out, having a good time. Trying to smile through the defeats and just having a good time through the victories. We've had kind of a rough season here. Kind of some rough patches. I was out for a couple weeks and just some ups and downs with team coordination. But overall, we're just trying to have a good time and stay positive.
Well, that's what who's been performing well then for your team going into playoffs? I know that you've missed out, but what have you heard from the guys?
So our team always had our best performing player consistently is our mid laner Deke Beast. He always comes ready to play, focused up, and he's always able to flex anything we need from him. If you notice from our other previous matches and if you look at the pick bans, most of them are not targeted towards our mid laner because his champion pool is so diverse and it makes it very hard to um, predict what he's going to play. This is a super good for us because we're able to play a lot of flexible comps, and he's able to really just be the rock of our team and be there with whatever we need whenever we need it.
That's good to hear. So, against Team 25, you guys went 1-1 in week 2. What happened in that match?
Well, let's see. I think we lost that first match. I know we were kind of having a rough day going into that one. So we had the first match was kind of rough, kind of knocked us around a bit, and we had to kind of take a step back, take a deep breath, and just regroup. It was kind of funny. The Quintel, their top laner, he's pretty good, and honestly, I thought laning phase was pretty fun both matches. So I'm really looking forward to that. So the first game we lost wasn't. It was just I think we were just all tired and not really focused up. And then we took a little break in between games, and took a deep breath and came ready to play in the second game. We were able to pull that win.
Well, that's good to hear. So, what are you going to do different this time, considering it's a best of 3?
This time it's all about keeping our spirits high, our stamina up. Not letting little mistakes get to us. Trying to play more consistently and looking to close out games faster. A lot of times, we'll get a lead in the lane, and we need to work better on transitioning that lead to a victory into the other lanes.
Okay, so
So that'll be the main focus.
I've asked everyone this final curveball here. What is who's going to win the other quarterfinal match between Shitstorm and Prophecy?
Prophecy's been playing well, but I think I'm gonna have to give it to Shitstorm. I heard they've been playing pretty well this season and playing pretty consistently, and I'm just excited to watch that match and see how it pans out.
Well, I'm excited for all of the Freljord matches this playoff season. Any other shout outs you want to go before we finish it up?
I think that's it. I think I'll be good to go. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, and you have a good night.
Have a good night.
And this is the Amo coming back for you with the final breakdown. As we kind of real quick looked at these teams and how they did with the regular season, with Team 25 and Shitstorm both tying at 7-5, although having to be the higher seeds going into this. I think both of these matches have a really good chance of going all 3 games. You notice there's a lot of 1-1s, or at least between the two teams, particularly between Team 25 and this team. I think is going to be a great match. I think that's going to go best of 3. And I do think that I'll take. You know what? I'm actually going to pick the upset, and I don't have a real strong reason for this. Other than they said they've been switching, and in this team, they finally actually are going to have their full 5 instead of bringing in subs. So I think that on the day, it's really just gonna be like, can they kill Chaos with 144 kills? I'm pretty sure he was if not the kill leader, one of the highest kill members in the Freljord division this year. So maybe just be like, which AD carry survives in the team fights here, right? Yeah, Team 25's Chaos did end the season with the highest total kills at 144. So that's looking really good. On the side of, this team, not really tops of the charts in anything, and that's sort of what you would expect from a fifth place team in a 7-team division. Other than Mickett did really close with a ward score of 62.0, just 0.7 behind Storm from Dream Daddies. Really good to see at least the support getting out there, placing some wards, killing some vision. But it's really going to ultimately matter. Can Chaotix carry the team fights? If he can, Team 25 is going to win probably 2-0. If this team makes it bloody and chaotic, and the nutcase, gets split push on, and Deke Beast, look at a nice 1-3-1 or a nice 4-1 going, and so the AD carry can't win those 5v5s. I think this team, if they do win, is going to win in 3 games. So it's either going to go 2-0 for Team 25 or 2-1 for this team in a super chaotic series. Other side for the other teams here, we have Shitstorm versus Prophecy. I have liked to watch Prophecy grow during the season and get better, and I think this is just going to be a straight mid lane versus jungler matchup. As I think both teams mentioned that Monkey has been pretty dominant, as you see there, with 127 total kills on the season. He is second place, which is pretty good considering they're the 6th place team with 127 kills going into this. So if Monkey can get his backpack on, and he's got his hiking sticks, and he's got his his boots up, laced up, ready to go, I think he may be able to carry it through. But Berserker, is coming out of the jungle, will probably try and stop him, along with Zenial as the AD carry down in the bot lane. We'll see what focus comes out of that. But I'm going to take Shitstorm in a 2-1 over Prophecy in this matchup for them, which would then leave us going into the next matchup. My prediction is Dream Daddies versus Shitstorm in one semifinals, and the Chicken Riders versus this team in the other semifinals. Once again, these are just my silly predictions for this video. So don't come back and clap on me next week when I have to do this all over again for semis, and we'll see what predictions have come true at that time. Have a good night.